Welcome back, everybody. Todd here. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. Today I'm back up here at the Northland and making a final push to finish off this machine shed. You can see in the background there I picked up some boards at the Amish sawmill. So I've got a host of different tasks to button up this building. So come on with me and let's get after it. So I picked up 20 boards. Those are 1x8s. And they're rough sawn, and most of them are about 8.5 feet long. So those 20 boards cost me $60. So here's what we're working on. We still have this end to do. That's the north end. I've got to build out that end post and the center post, and then we'll wrap that as well, just like we did here, and we'll be on our way. So let's jump into it. You can see it's been raining. I moved a bunch of the material inside so that I could keep working. I've been getting rained off a little bit. So while it was raining, I worked under the shed here. And you can see I built this out, put a 2x4 in front here, then came along the side here, put the 2x4 in, notched it up there so it's giving support to that 2x4 underneath the carrier, and then it's given a support up to the top to that 2x4 that's sistered up as a carrier, and then it's nailed off here. Then I can face this out with a 1x8 to close that in and make a nice corner, just like we did down here. Same thing. This one's faced out with the 2x4s. You can see up at the top, same deal. Then over here, basically did the same thing on the inside on both of them. Got them both done. So this is built out. Yep. Down to grade. And then same thing, 1x8 coming up the center there. So I'm all set to start putting those boards on the wall tomorrow. Got them in here under cover, so if it keeps raining, they're not going to be soaking. So that's first order of business in the morning. Okay, out of my stack of boards, I've located 3 of them that are long enough that when the ends are trimmed off square, it gives me 103 inches is what I need to be able to go all the way to the top of the carrier and down to the bottom of the grade board. So I've got 1 cut there, and then I've got 2 here to make my outside corner. Once I get around this outside corner, you can see it starts to work its way down, so I no longer need the super long ones. So what I'm going to do is use the clamps. I'm going to go ahead and put this outside one on first, and that way I can make a nice corner, and then I'll get these 2 nailed off, then I'll come back and catch the center one. So I got the center one done. You can see the one next to it is wider than the 8-inch. Luckily I was able to find a 10-inch board cut off from a previous project, and I was able to put that in there and rip it down a little bit so it fits perfectly. But so there's my center post all trimmed out from the back side. So that's nice and rock solid now for sure. Then I was able to go over here, make my outside corner, and then a couple coming down this way. So now I'm starting to cut the angle as I go down. When I hit these boards where they come through, I got to put an angle cut on it, but otherwise I can hold them long and just run them up into the soffit. So I checked my plumb. I'm running nice and plumb, working my way towards the back, and I'll just keep going, and that way if I have to rip one down, it'll be towards the back of the building rather than the front of the building. So everything's looking good at this point. Obviously I've got to cut all of these as well, but so I'm going to go ahead and just start working my way backwards at this point and keep moving. Here's a progress report. Got the side done all the way to this board, and I'm gonna have to go get a 1x10 from the Amish sawmill. Should fit in there with very little trimming, and then that'll be a nice completion on this wall. Working on cutting the boards for my top up here right now. Everything looks good on the inside. We're getting there. Well, that's how I ended up yesterday. Got it all done except for one. It's just a bigger opening right there than my 8-inch boards are covering, so I'm gonna have to go pick up a 10-inch board at the sawmill. But the rest of it is all pieced in and done. Continuing to put together the finishing touches on this machine shed. This weekend I came in and built a heavy duty shelf. You got 4x4s on the back for legs, then you got 4x4s across both sides. Then I built a 2x4 frame with 2x4 joists that go 16-inch on center, and then I've got rough sawn 1x for the lid. So you can see I've got a lot of stuff up there. It really doubles the size of the machine shed almost, and it really allows me to get stuff up and out of the way. So starting to pack stuff away for winter, and I'm pretty pleased with how it's going. My drag rolled up right there. And then I've come in the inside. You can see these hooks all across the top, and then I'll come down over here. And then down the side, that'll hook on a 9-foot 6-inch wide by 7-foot 4-inch long tarp. There's the tarp right there. So that'll hook right on there and close that in. So again, starting to get prepared for winter. Put stuff away. I'll just leave it open during most of the year, but for the winter months we'll tarp that down. Then I still have, really about the only thing to do is to close in these soffits, and that's coming on another trip north. I brought in a bunch more sand, so I got the grade done outside, and then come around inside here. You can see there's a lot of sand in there. I brought in a number of bucket loads and spread it and raked it out, so everything's leveled out pretty well as far as the grade goes. Now next year I'm going to put some fabric down over that, and then I'm going to bring in some either crushed limestone or bank run gravel to just get a good gravel floor in that thing so it's not so dusty. That sand gets dusty. All right, we're coming along. We'll pick it up where we left off next time. Hey, welcome back to the Northland. Today we're going to put a wrap on this machine shed project. So I'll show you how I closed down the openings for winter. You can see behind me there, I've got some tarps. Those are tarps that I purchased from Harbor Freight. It's 7'4" by 9'6" times 2. So let's go take a look at how I'm securing these things. The one on the right, I use these tarp clips, and I went all the way around, up both sides and over the top on, and then on the bottom I just went ahead and took a piece of 1/2-inch electrical conduit, the PVC, and zip tied it to the bottom. That gives it some rigidity, and you know, gives it a little bit of weight too to hold it down. Now on the second side here, I went ahead and did the tarp clips all the way across the top and down the right side here. But on the left side, I put some bungee clips in there, and I'll show you those here in just a second as well. So these are the clips that I'm talking about. Hooks, I guess, was what you'd call them. And these are the ones that I put up the sides and over the top on, and up one side and over the top on the other. And then here's a look at these elastic tarp things that I came down the other side with, where they've got the elastic tarp things that go in the grommet there. And you can see they pop right into the slots there. That allows me to get in that one side. Once you're in, then you can undo the clips and stuff from the inside. Same thing then, I just went ahead and did PVC across the bottom. Then here's a look at the machine shed then. I'm not going to do the soffits this fall. I'm just going to leave them open for now. I just had too much going on. It's a pretty much open building anyhow. Most of the year it's going to be three-sided open, so I'm not sure it's worth my time to do the soffits, but I probably will do something next year, but just didn't feel like adding that to my punch list. We'll take a look around back. So then here's the back side of the building. You know, I'm pretty happy with it. Next to it here is my temporary tractor shed. It's just one of those carport things that I got from Harbor Freight a number of years ago. And I just keep, you know, I put a lumber frame inside of it and just keep throwing tarps over it as the sides blow out and stuff like that. But this will get me through. This will get me through one more winter, and then this is coming down, and I'm going to build another shed similar to that right here, kind of create an L with a courtyard here. So, you know, again, this is, I use Tyvek for the outside. I've got another video on this. I'll put a link to it, but hey, this has been good. It's kept my tractor out of the sunlight and out of the weather, so I'm not complaining. But okay, I appreciate you guys tagging along as always. This is going to be a wrap on the video and the machine shed series. Do me a favor and hit that like button, helps me out, and subscribe if you haven't already, and then you'll be sure to check out my next project. All right, see you on the next one.